Here's something that should genuinely annoy you. Right now, if you're on the age pension, Centrelink is almost certainly assuming your savings earn a certain amount of income and reducing your pension based on that assumption, whether your money actually earns it or not. Your bank might be paying you next to nothing. Doesn't matter. Centrelink has decided in advance what your money should earn, and it treats you as if you're getting that income, even when you're not. It's called Deeming, and it quietly cuts the pension of hundreds of thousands of Australians who have no idea it's happening. Most people never have it explained. They see their pension come in lower than expected, can't work out why, and assume that's just how it is. It isn't. There's a specific rule doing it. It runs on specific numbers, and once you understand it, you can see whether it's hitting you, and sometimes do something about it. So today I'll explain Deeming in plain English, what it is, the rate Centrelink uses right now, how it eats into your pension, who it hits hardest, and how to check if it's costing you. No jargon. Let's go. Here's the idea. When Centrelink works out your pension, it runs two tests, one on your assets, one on your income. The income test asks a simple question. How much income are you getting? For a wage or a rental property, that's easy, there's a real number. But what about your savings, your bank accounts, term deposits, shares, your account-based pension? They earn income too, and Centrelink wants to count it. The trouble is everyone's investments earn something different, and chasing the real figure for millions of pensioners every fortnight would be a nightmare. So Centrelink doesn't even try. It makes an assumption. We won't ask what your money actually earns, we'll deem it to earn a set rate and count that. That's deeming. A shortcut. And like a lot of shortcuts, it's convenient for the people who made it, and rough on the people it lands on. Because your money doesn't care what Centrelink assumes. If your savings sit in an account paying you almost nothing, Centrelink still deems them to be earning the set rate, and counts income you're not actually receiving. If you're a savvy investor earning above the deemed rate, deeming works in your favour, because only the lower deemed figure gets counted. But for the typical retiree with money parked safely in the bank, deeming almost always assumes more income than they're really getting. So what are the numbers? Your financial assets are deemed to earn 1.25% on the first slice and 3.25% on everything above that. For a single person, the lower rate applies to the first $66,800. Above that, the higher rate kicks in. For a couple, the lower rate covers the first $110,600 combined, and everything over that is deemed at the higher rate. Those thresholds shift over time, so always check the current figure, but that's the shape of it. A low rate on the first slice, a higher rate on the rest. And be clear what counts, because deeming doesn't touch everything. It applies to your bank accounts, term deposits, shares, managed funds, your account-based pension, money you've lent out, the financial stuff. It does not apply to your family home, your car, your furniture, or your belongings. So we're talking about the money you've saved and invested, not your possessions, and not the roof over your head. Here's what it does, with a real example. Say you're single with $200,000 in savings, and like a lot of cautious retirees, it's earning you a modest return, let's say 1%, because you've kept it safe. In the real world, that's about $2,000 a year in actual interest. But Centrelink doesn't look at that. It deems it, the first $66,800 at 1.25%, the rest at 3.25%, landing on a deemed income of around $5,000 a year, more than double what you're actually getting. Sit with that for a second. You earn $2,000. Centrelink says you earned $5,000. And it's the $5,000, the pretend number, that goes into your income test. Now, deeming on its own doesn't cut anything. It's what it feeds into that matters. Your deemed income gets added to any other income you have, and the total is your assessable income. The income test gives you a free area. Currently, around $226 a fortnight for a single, $396 combined for a couple. And above that, your pension reduces by 50 cents for every dollar. So the chain is, your savings get deemed, The deemed income lands in the income test, and if your total clears the free area, the pension comes down. You can lose real pension over income you never actually received. Now, the crucial bit, so stay with me. Deeming only matters if you're being assessed under the income test. Centrelink runs both tests and pays you under whichever gives the lower pension. If it's the assets test cutting you, Deeming, which lives in the income test, might be doing nothing to you at all. But if the income test is binding, and for a lot of retirees with solid savings but modest real income, it is, then Deeming is right in the driver's seat, quietly setting the income figure that's reducing your payment. So the first question is always, which test is cutting me? It's written in your Centrelink letter and your MyGov account, and a free financial information service officer will confirm it. And here's a free win most people miss. Moving your money to a higher interest account does not increase your deeming. Deeming ignores what you actually earn, remember, so chasing a better rate doesn't raise your deemed income by a single cent. Too many retirees leave money sitting in a dud account, earning nothing, because they wrongly think a better rate would cost them pension. It won't. Go and get the better rate. It's money the rules actually allow you to keep. So who does deeming hit the hardest? The retiree who's rich in financial assets but poor in real income. The person with a few $100,000 sitting safely in the bank, term deposits, or conservative investments, earning a cautious, modest return, because that's where the gap between real and deemed is widest. If that's you, lots of money parked safely, not much real income coming off it, and you're on a part pension, deeming is very likely quietly holding your payment down. But if most of your wealth is in your home or you're firmly assets tested, deeming may barely touch you. It comes down to how much you hold in financial assets and which test is binding. And that same deemed figure is used to test other things too, like the Commonwealth Seniors Health Card, so it can quietly decide concession cards worth thousands, not just your pension. So what can you do? First and most important, find out whether you're income tested or assets tested, because that tells you whether deeming is even your battle. If you're assets tested, stop worrying about it. If you're income tested, the deemed income on your financial assets is in play, and it becomes a conversation about the structure of those assets. There are legitimate options a licensed advisor might look at, things like funeral bonds, which up to a limit aren't deemed, certain lifetime income streams assessed under different rules, or for homeowners, that money spent on the family home converts a deemed asset into an exempt one. But everyone has conditions and downsides, and the wrong move can cost you more than deeming does. So don't go rearranging your money off the back of a video. Book a free financial information service appointment through Services Australia, or see a licensed advisor and ask 2 questions. Am I income tested or assets tested? And if I'm income tested, is my mix of financial assets costing me pension through deeming that could reasonably be reduced? So, to bring it together, deeming is Centrelink's shortcut. Instead of counting what your savings really earn, it assumes a set rate and treats that as your income. That deemed income feeds the income test, and if it clears the threshold, your pension drops by 50 cents in the dollar, so you can lose real pension over income you never received. It hits cautious, cash-heavy, income-tested retirees the hardest. It quietly affects concession cards too, and the single most useful thing you can do is find out whether you're income tested or assets tested. 2 honest notes. First, the deeming rates and thresholds change from time to time, so always confirm the current figures with Services Australia before you rely on them. Second, this is general information, not personal advice. Whether deeming affects you, and what if anything to do about it, depends entirely on your own numbers, so take it to a free financial information service appointment through Services Australia or a licensed advisor before you move any money. If this finally made deeming make sense, do me a favour and tell me in the comments. Were you income tested or assets tested? Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.